Buddy, is this paradise or is this paradise?
This is shellfish paradise for a guy like me, I can tell you there.
Today I'm doing something entirely different. I'm with my good buddy Jamie Myers, right? And what's the name of the restaurant?
Jake's Grill and Oyster House.
In Burlington.
Yes,
A lot of oysters?
1985.
Do you have any Dungeness crab?
We do serve Dungeness crab from time to time, but I'll tell you not, beauties like this.
No, there's a legal one. There is a legal Dungeness crab. You see how big that one is?
That's got to be, Darryl, 3.5, 4 pounds.
You know, I've had Jamie with me for the last week pretty well, and we've had a ball. We caught all kinds of fish, but you said to me, I want to go to Lund. You saw the show last year, right?
Yeah.
And I said, you're the big seafood, the seashell guy from Ontario. Let me take you to Lund. Are you impressed?
I've been absolutely fascinated by the aquaculture that's going on out here. Plus, you know, some of the wild trappings of the Dungeness crabs and the prawns. It's just been an incredible learning experience, and talk about great tasting, fresh shellfish.
Stay with us, because we're going fishing.
I'm going fishing all the time, and my baby's going fishing too. Bet your life that your sweet wife can catch more fish than you. Any fish will bite if you got the right bait. Now here's a little something that I'd like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too.
Going Fishing with Darryl Choronzey is brought to you in part by Yamaha, when you want the best. Abu Garcia, for life. Berkeley Trilene, Canada's strongest fishing line. And by Montana's Cookhouse Saloon, fresh country cooking. Closed captioning of Going Fishing is brought to you by Fish Crisp, Canada's favorite season coating mix. If you would have approached Choronzey and suggested that for 2 consecutive years he'd be filming shows on shell fishing, and especially in the area around his favorite region in the Pacific Northwest, he might just have given you a weird stare and might even have suggested a trip to a local shrink. But here we are, 1 year later, and Choronzey is visiting the clam beaches, prawn and Dungeness grounds, and oyster leases just like last year. Only this time, it's at the request of 2 friends, Molson brewery rep Lou Politi and Jamie Myers, owner of Jake's Oyster House and Grill in Burlington.
365 days later, and I'm back. My buddy Bob Paquin.
Good to see you again. Good to see you again.
I was talking to my good friend Bob Paquin about 3 months ago, and I says, I'm bringing Jamie out and Lou out, right? Jamie's
Right,
the Oyster
that's right.
House,
Yep.
Lou's the Molson's guy. And I said, after we get through all the fishing, I want them to see paradise. And I mean, these guys see this, and it's, again, there's maybe not the salmon, bang, 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 but there's shellfish. This is a oyster paradise.
It's an oyster lease, and we're just surrounded by oysters. It's great. We just grow them. We come here and pick them intertidally almost every day, 20 days out of the month when the tides are low. And we have, as soon as we pick the oysters, we have clam.
I don't think people understand, though. These are all oysters all around us, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Like, these were all seeded here and planted, and these are all just beautiful oysters grown intertidally. There's a really nice medium-sized oyster, and they're great. It's loaded.
And Bob and I, over 30 years, we do kid around, right? So I said, can you take me for some clams? And he said, no, we missed the low tide. I don't have my rake. And we've got his boat behind us, but I don't have my rake. And then I heard him say, well, yeah, but we can pull up there and move some oysters. There's clams right here?
Yeah, there's clams right here underneath the oysters, and what I never do, is dig clams with an oyster. But we'll move the oysters, and I'll dig a few clams because I don't have my rake. I wasn't prepared
Because you
for
forgot your rake. So we're in an oyster paradise where there's lots of clams.
A ton of clams, or there should be lots. We'll just pick a spot, we'll move a few oysters out of the way, and see if we can find some good clams,
We've even
good
got
steamers.
We've even got Louis over there, bent over backwards, right? The Molson's man digging his own clams. I can't believe it. Show me how you do this.
Okay, we'll just move a few oysters out of the way to get to the substrate, because the clams are always, of course, under the dirt, so we'll have to dig 4, 5, 6 inches under the dirt. So I'll just try with this oyster shell, but this is not the way it's done, please.
But you also don't have somebody stupid enough to sit on oysters, right?
That's right.
Clams, buddy.
Yeah, we're finally getting a few here. Like,
Now, Frenchie, let me ask you.
Yeah.
How
that was
much?
fun.
How often do you eat clam chowder?
Actually, I probably eat it once a month. I love clams. I love a clam chowder.
Okay, what would you? And you're in the oyster business, right? What would you rather have, oysters or clams, or is there a difference?
Well,
I know I get political on you, buddy.
all shellfish is really great, but clams, oysters, it's whatever you feel like. Like, would you like a steak or hamburger or chicken? Seafood is great.
Now, I told you before we came, I was bringing Jamie from the oyster house, right? And I said to him, "Have you ever had raw scallops?" Right?
Yeah.
And he said,
There's a nice one.
Dandy, dandy. He said no. So watch his face when he has a raw scallop. I mean, and again, most people think, well, all you do is catch fish. Well, these are fish. These are shellfish, and that's part of fishing, and that's part of Lund.
Yeah, it is. Like in Lund, like we have a lot of oyster leases, a lot of aquaculture going on, and we live off the sea. Like we have a lot of commercial fishermen. Unfortunately, fish farms.
Yeah.
But we live off the sea, and it's great.
Bob, I'll tell you what. You know, we visit BC quite a bit, right? But I didn't think I was going to do Lund 2 years in a row. Part of the reason is you, buddy, and
You must really like it.
I just keep saying this is paradise. Where are we going next?
We'll go to the oyster lease, actually, and I'll show you how oysters are grown.
In the old days, they used to have to lift them.
Wow, look at that.
Now, isn't that something? Now, Bob, how many oysters are on this string right now?
I would have to say 150 to 175. It hasn't been out of the water for about 2 years. That's when we planted it.
Jamie, do they come this fresh?
You don't get them this fresh, Darryl.
I don't think you get them this fresh anywhere.
Okay, I'll try to pull one off here. There we are. There's one for Jamie. A beautiful little one.
Isn't that lovely? Now, Bob, you were telling me earlier that what you're going to do with these when they mature, you get them to the size you want, is you're going to put them in a bag. Then you're going to put them on the beach.
It's just to clean all the fouling off the oysters. There are a lot of things that grow in the oysters that make them not so attractive. So we put them on the beach. The crabs, the sunshine, the rain kills all the fouling organisms, and they turn out really white. And that's when you get them to the restaurant.
The way we get them at market, exactly.
That's the way.
Now, when you get them, they're totally clean?
Yes, Darryl, they are. They're very white, and they're or green, some of them, and it's a very beautiful, brittle and fluted shell, typical of a West Coast oyster. That's a beauty.
Now, Jamie, would you class that as a grade A or a 1 or something like that?
Well, we call this a choice oyster at Jake's, and I'd call that a nice medium choice. I think Bob probably calls that a small oyster for around the West Coast here.
Yeah, we would call that it's a small. It's much bigger than extra small, but we would grade that as a small.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. What does an oyster like this cost at Jake's Oyster House?
And we'll retail this oyster at Jake's probably for around $2.25 to $3.
Now, I want to put you on the spot. What would you sell him that oyster for?
I've known you too long. You're not putting me in the spot. I'm not saying.
Okay, here's what I will say. Honestly, my opinion, the finest oysters in the world, and not just me, come from Oakover, right?
I would have to agree with you, yes. Yes, because of the clean waters, the way we handle our product, yes, they are very, very nice.
Did you bring your shucking knife?
I did.
Let's see you shuck one
Want to
back,
see one
buddy.
go down? All
Oh,
right.
great.
Where's the closest hospital, Frenchie?
It's Powell River is only about 15, 16 kilometers away. Not a problem.
Okay, good.
But I can see you're doing a fine job. You've done this. Oh, beautiful shucking.
Look at that
Wow.
oyster. Look at the meat on that.
Suck that baby back.
Well, I'm gonna detach it, and I'm gonna do one little thing. I'll give it a little acrobatics first.
Flip it over.
Oh, look at that meat.
Look.
That is some
Does that
prime
look great?
It does. It does.
West
Fine
Coast
meat.
oysters. Let me tell you. Here we
Slurp.
go.
Very
Slurp.
plump. Very plump.
Now, is this God's country, or is this God's country?
This is oysters country.
Going Fishing returns in a moment.
Bob Paquin, I want you to meet the third of the three musketeers, Lou Politi.
Oh, great. Pleased to meet
Bob, it's a pleasure.
you. Pleasure.
Now, is this God's country or is this God's country?
This is God's country. This is just absolutely unbelievable.
He's been with me for about a week and a half, right? And he kept saying, well, let's see something different. I said, well, what about the fish? Well, we're catching all the fish, but let's have some fun. I said, well, I'll take you to Lund. What do we got here, buddy?
You guys made a right choice. We've got scallops here. We just grow them in these are called lantern nets, and they're a Japanese hybrid scallop that we get from a hatchery. It takes about 2 years, 2.5 years to grow. The muscles, like the meat is actually about a 10 and under, like a U10, like some people would call it. Very, very big meat. And if you want to, I'll pull one out and we'll shuck one.
Now, how good are they raw?
You only eat them raw. You just want to rinse them a little bit first.
Now, I saw Bob, 3 years ago, I guess. Well, you saw the show, right? Remember?
I did see the show.
And remember I said, when you eat a scallop raw, you've eaten a scallop, and you said, I can't believe you'd eat them raw.
Yeah, I did say that because I love scallops, and the only way I've ever had them is cooked. And I always had that little doubt in my mind.
Well, when he pops the muscle out, you're going to have a ball.
Okay, good. So now we'll shuck it. We just insert the oyster shucking knife in, cut half the muscle from one side, the other half from the other side, and we should be able to, yeah, we got it all.
Ooh.
There you are right here.
Ooh.
We have the muscle, which is a real fine, big piece of meat. So all we'll do is we'll pull the guts out, rip it away from the muscle, leaving the muscle attached, and the muscle just separated. Never usually does.
Now, is that a honey, or is that a honey?
That is a honey.
Remember, Lou, only in Lund.
Okay, I've got it all pretty well all cleaned up right now, except for a little piece of gristle, and there you are. There's the fine scallop muscle.
Okay, now give us one piece so we can have a bite of paradise in paradise. That's all I can say. And I told you before, you're never going to eat something as good as this.
Sounds fair enough.
Three-way split.
This is really fresh, as you can see, and the best. There you are, Mr. Choronzey.
Thank you.
Lou.
Thank you.
And Frenchie. Let's go
Yeah,
for
I'll join you. Beauty.
Cheers, everybody.
Enjoy.
Oh, is that not good? No, is that not?
That is unbelievable.
You know what I think, honest to God? I think it's a sin to put a piece of bacon around a scallop. I really do.
It's a sacrilege. Like, should not be done.
I would have to agree.
Yeah.
Now, is that good?
I did doubt you at one time, but
Oh.
I do have to agree with you.
And you got to understand, I've been with these guys for a while, and I said, come on, I'll take you to BC, and we'll catch all the salmon you want, which you did at Murphy's last week, right?
Yep.
But I said, we are going to finish the show in Lund, the shellfish capital of the world. Is this not phenomenal?
This is absolutely unbelievable.
Is he not a great guy? Our buddy Bob Paquin?
Bob, he is an unbelievable guy.
Great.
Totally.
Great. Very nice meeting you guys.
And
thanks
likewise.
again for coming.
And now for the Montana's Cookhouse tip of the week. Heading west to fish for salmon, halibut, and trout? Don't pass up the chance to enjoy world-class shell fishing at its finest.
Think they're getting pretty close.
Is it always this easy with the winch?
Oh yeah, with the winch it's easy to pull up. The trap weighs about 75 pounds. There we are. Right down there. Okay, pull it in.
Now, what
Pull it in.
are you putting in this trap, Bob?
Oh, that's good.
Nice
Good. I'll turn this off.
Dungeness? Or Dungeness?
Dungeness.
Not Dungeness?
Definitely Dungeness.
Dungeness. Now, I've done this with you a dozen times. How deep was the trap this time?
The trap, about 150, 160 feet. Yeah.
And so you've got the prawns, right? For
The
bait.
prawns bait, which is they love prawns.
Show me this one right here. I want to see what he looks like.
Open it up here. I can see we have a few females in there, and there's a couple of undersized. So right here we have a nice male.
Okay, now how do you tell? And again, you're only allowed to keep males, not females. How do you
Yep.
tell a male?
That's correct. Like the male, if you look under the underside of the crab,
Yep.
the male will have a separate shell, which is very pointed. That's the male, and I'll see if I can show you a female. If I can get one off, they're smaller, and they only have, like, you can see here, there's two prominent shells
Yep.
on the other side of the crab. This one only has one shell, only one, nothing in the middle.
Okay.
This one has two. This is the male, and of course this one would be, it's got to be over 6 1/4 inches, and that's the way you measure it, from these 2 points on the crab, on the upper shell of the crab. Here to here, the widest part of the crab, the shell, is where you measure.
I'm doing this trip today because we brought Lou from Molson's, right?
Yes.
And Jamie from Jake's Oyster House, right?
Super, yeah.
And if they want to come out here and they can't hire you, can they get, who's in Lund?
They can get charter boats. There are lots of charter boats. There's one called Pristine Charters in Lund.
Who's that guy?
Works out of the Lund Hotel, Randall Drader.
Randall Drader.
Randall Drader,
Okay.
yeah, very good charter. Or the manager of the Lund Hotel, Steve, also does a lot of charters. They have boats available.
So
And they're great.
it's not a case of coming out here, and again, this was more fun. Like we brought Jamie, right?
Yeah.
From the Oyster House, and I said, you can go to BC. I don't care how good the fishing is. Some days you're going to get blue skies like this. You're not going to catch fish. And I says, do you want a real experience? We got to go to Desolation Sound in Oakover, right? And I can say thank you, my buddy. I mean, this is paradise.
Great to have you over. It's always a pleasure to have you over and your friends. It's great. It's nice out here.
The Lund Hotel has been the center of life for the population of this village for more than 100 years. It's also an establishment that advertises a $1 million view, great accommodations, and some of the finest dining on the North Pacific coast. Originally established as a supply station for boaters journeying up the coast, the Lund Hotel today offers 20 guest rooms, which includes fantastic, breathtaking views, first-class accommodations, and again, those fantastic dining experiences.
Randall Drader, what's it like to live in paradise?
I consider myself to be a lucky man. Every day when I wake up, I get to come to work.
You've got 365 days a year of this.
You betcha. Now, it's not all like this, but we have great weather in the wintertime as well. Desolation Sound is right at our doorstep.
You know, back in Ontario, I tried to explain to people what Lund's all about. And you know, we got Jamie Myers here, right? And we got Lou. And these two guys said to me, we saw the show about Lund. It can't be that good. And I said, it's better than that good. You've got to see this, and I guess we are going to put it into the show. Some of the most spectacular scenery around. And it's not coming to BC all the time saying, I've just got to catch fish. There's a lot of other types of fishing. Shell fishing.
You betcha. We have the warmest water anywhere on the coast. That's why aquaculture is so strong here as well.
And we are going to lift some prawn traps.
You betcha.
And I guess we're going to see Mr. Paquin probably and see the oyster leases.
Bob will take care of you on that for sure.
And we are going to do some salmon fishing.
We're going to try and get us some salmon.
Buddy, I just love it here.
Me too.
Randall, how deep are we right now?
We're at about 340 feet of water, Choronzey. This time of year we try and fish down there. Typically we catch between 240 and 400 feet of water.
How many prawns are we going to catch?
I want to get you enough for a good dinner, Cronz. What can I say?
A good dinner? Now,
A great dinner.
what is one of your biggest lifts?
Well, we do real well in the spring. However, with the new regulations, we're allowed 200 prawns per person with a 2-day catch on you.
Okay. Can we eat 200 prawns, you and I?
You can sure give it a try, Choronzey.
Get this up. Let's go for
You
it.
betcha. What do you say, Choronzey? We got any there?
Have we got some? We've got a few, pal.
We got dinner.
Now, these are big prawns. Nice looking babies.
Nice looking prawns. Good old cod in there we're going to release right away as
Okay.
well.
I'll let you open that.
You betcha.
I got him.
So quite often we catch octopus in these traps as well. Octopus seem to love prawns.
Now, you've got a pretty good little haul there. Randall, listen. You
Yep.
lift a couple traps and you fill the pail full of prawns, but how many traps are you allowed per person?
We're allowed 4 per person on the boat with a license.
Okay. A lot of conservation's is coming in to control this fishery.
You betcha. We're using a larger mesh now in our traps than we were a few years ago, so the smaller prawns can actually get out.
Now we're here the 2nd of August. When is the best prawning? I know and you know, but when is the best prawning?
The spring is the best prawning.
When the weather's a little cooler.
Commercial gentlemen who have a very short season to make their living have about a 3-month season, and they've just wrapped up last week.
Now I got Jamie. He's going to cook these up for us, possibly with some oysters, right? I don't know about the clams.
Absolutely.
Let's motor up and get back to the Lund Hotel.
Let's do it.
Going fishing returns with the Duquesne Gas Grill Shore Lunch.
My buddy Jamie Myers, did you ever think you'd be in the Lund Hotel?
Never would have thought this, Darryl. for
Doing
sure.
oysters?
Can't wait to do it.
Okay, now what have you got right there? I know you got the 4 oysters, but how did you do them?
I got 4 fresh West Coast oysters that we got from Frenchie's oyster lease yesterday. What we've done is we've shucked them and we've dredged them through a little seasoned flour, and now we're all set to throw them in a hot pan of clarified butter.
So what do you call this?
These are Jamie's peppered oysters.
Jamie's peppered oysters. Put the peppered oysters in the butter, buddy.
Here we go.
Jamie, this looks great. Do you do this at Jake's?
Yes, sir. These are a big seller at our restaurant.
Now, do you have to give them one little
Yep,
turnover?
I've seasoned them in flour. Now I've fried them in clarified butter just so they're crispy on each side and warmed through. You don't want to overcook the oyster. Okay?
And you just eat them like this?
No. Now
No?
we got to make the sauce, the cracked pepper cognac sauce.
Let's go for it.
Here's how we do it. Throw in some spring onions. Lots of cracked pepper. The juice of quarter of a lemon. Now we're going to saute this. Now you got to stand back, okay, Darryl?
Is this gonna blow on me?
This is going to blow.
Let's do it.
Now when all the alcohol burns off, we're going to put the good stuff in here. A little bit of 35% whipping cream.
Let's go for it. No calories?
No, we take the calories out before we serve it.
Okay.
Okay, now we're just gonna put this sauce, spoon the sauce over the oysters, and they are ready to serve. And there you have Jamie's peppered oysters, made with Frenchies, West Coast
Oysters. Sandy, thank you very much. You're welcome. I've got the prawns and I've got the oysters. And I've got great companionship, right? Mr. Paquin, I've got to say one more time, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Are you the mayor of Lund?
Not quite, but working on it.
Can I try one of these?
Of course, they're fantastic.
Jamie makes a great oyster. Now, if you get the chance, do not pass up the opportunity to visit Lund, British Columbia. See my buddy Steve, my good buddy Frenchie, and you'll love it. We'll see you next week. This is God's country, buddy.
When traveling to Vancouver, Darryl Choronzey and crew fly WestJet Airline. When in Vancouver, Darryl and the crew stay at the Park Plaza Vancouver Airport. Going Fishing has been brought to you by Yamaha, when you want the best. Abu Garcia, for life. Berkeley Trilene, Canada's strongest fishing line. And by Montana's Cookhouse Saloon, fresh country cooking. Going Fishing would like to thank the following fine sponsors.
Going fishing, going fishing. Baby smiling my way, gonna have a great day. No competition. Going fishing, going fishing. We'll be gone.